We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south of the border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the South Point and the South Point Studios, streaming at the YouTube network, of course, the YouTube spot, and our South Point streaming network on YouTube at the South Point Hotel Casino in Las Vegas on Las Vegas Boulevard. We welcome you to the show this morning, and of course, all of you listening here running around town, listening to us maybe on our radio anchor station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. Of course, all of our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global. iPhone, Android, and Google phone are covered with your apps. KSHP app, of course, you can listen through the radio station. The YouTube app, of course, you can see and hear us through the YouTube app as well. And, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting. So, however, wherever, whenever, welcome to the Race Day Show on Haskell Day. And, of course, the first weekend of this year that we have the summertime racing from the spa to the beach. Saratoga and both Del Mar running, and that means breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the racebook. Long days ahead. A long day today of some great racing across the country and by the shores of New Jersey at Monmouth Park, where they got a huge racing card there at Monmouth. Of course, Monmouth Park will have 6 stakes races highlighted by the Grade 1 Haskell for $1 million, in which journalism will be the horse to beat in that race, and it looks like it's going to be a very hard task to do that, but that's why they run the races. And, of course, 5 other stakes races along the way at Monmouth Park. Going to be a great day of racing there. Saratoga has 3 nice graded stakes races up there at Saratoga, highlighted by, of course, the Coaching Club American Oaks for the 3-year-old fillies. And Del Mar kicks in with their big racing card today as well in Southern California with another great stakes race there. But all I can tell you is what a day it was yesterday at Del Mar. All right, we're going to get into it right now. Opening day at Del Mar. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. All I can tell you is if you were a fan of anything, whether it be long shots, favorites, everything in between, you got it yesterday at Del Mar. They opened up the card with a 1-mile race on the main track, and Hector Barrios gets the first win of the meet for John Sadler, paying $7.60. Our John Lendo's pick finished second in the race, was wide all the way around the racetrack. If the horse could have saved any ground at all, he'd have beat that winner. But nevertheless, John's horse ran second, and Ready to Pounce was the winner, appropriately, in the opener at Del Mar yesterday. Antonio Fresu got in action with Tim Yaktin's winner at 13:40 in the second race. The third race went to Victor Chaminade with a left-handed man at $30.40. There it started. The long shot started right there, a $30 winner in the third race. And that winner was trained by George Papapadromo. All right, then we get to the fourth race. Juan Hernandez, leading jockey from last meet, gets his first win of the day, his first win of the meet, with Tejan Pass. Tejan Pass for Peter Miller wins and pays $20.40. This was the first ship and win horse that won at Del Mar. Only got to the fourth race, and you had a ship and winner win already. Tejan Pass, $20.40 for Peter Miller's first win of the day. And then we go to the maiden race for 3-year-olds, the fifth race on the card. Vasa wins for Mark Glad at $13 even. Abel Liscano, I should say. Abel Liscano's first win of the day. I said first win of the day. Okay. Sixth race, Kazuchi Kimura got his first win of the meet with Mike McCarthy, going wire to wire with Genius Jimmy, paying $5.60. Your seventh race winner, Lindo's Angel for Tyler Bays, paid $45.40. And it's the long shots just started to roll in. $45.40. That middle pick 3 of $20 even, or $20.40, $13 even, $5.60 and $45.40. 50-cent pick 4 paid $3,942. Then we went to the eighth race, the featured Oceanside, and the Oceanside had a driving finish, and in that driving finish, Game Warrior from between horses held on to win. Hector Barrios aboard on the turf. We all talked about it yesterday with the percentages for the jockeys from last year. Hector Barrios, the top percentage rider on the turf course, won the first turf stakes of the year there at Del Mar with Game Warrior. Peter Miller's second win of the day. That horse paid $40.60. So Peter Miller, one of the top trainers in Southern California, $20.40 and $40.60 on yesterday. Game Warrior wins in game fashion. Barrios' second win of the day, outrunning Iron Man Cal and Lyle the Crocodile. Now, Iron Man Cal was the odds-on favorite to win this race, but he took a step out of the starting gate and took a stumble real bad and compromised his chances. And rolling up on the inside, finding room on the inside after that, while he was trailing the field or in the back of the field most of the way, he ran a gallant race in finishing second in that race. Iron Man Cal overcame a lot of trouble to finish second and driving at the winner at that. And then we get to the ninth race. Abel Liscano gets his second win of the day for Doug O'Neill, paying $9.20. And then we got to the last race, the 10th and final race, where one of the new riders in town, an Italian rider who's been riding in Japan, but now has made his way to Del Mar, Mirko De Maro, goes wire to wire with Ribbons. Another ship and win your horse, the second ship and win winner of the day at Del Mar, to the tune of $59.40 for the Win Mutual there. The pick 4, That late pick 4 paid $24,995.50. That late pick 5, 50-cent base bet, paid $148,844. You know nobody had the pick 6. The 5s paid $10,000. The 5s paid $10,000 and change there. Wow, what a day it was. 2 winning favorites out of the 10 races on opening day at Del Mar. The attendance a little bit less than last year, 21,209. On track, they bid $3.3 million. The total, of course, with all the simulcasting, etc., total handle was over $21 million yesterday on the opening day, where the turf meets the long shots and the surf yesterday. My, oh my. At Saratoga yesterday, pretty much good payoffs there as well. Frankie DeToro and Wesley Ward got together. Frankie DeToro's first win of the meet. The second race paid $4.10. Junior Alvarado got his first win with Dick Dutrow Jr. in the third race, paying $8.40. And then in the race for 2-year-old maidens, Rocket Rob won in very impressive fashion for trainer Steve Asmussen and Jose Ortiz, paying $5.80. In the featured Chuvie Stakes, Leslie's Rose gets the job done with Ired Ortiz Jr. aboard for Todd Pletcher, paying $10.40. Finishing second in the race was Dazzling Move, and Raging Sea was third. Leslie's Rose was a pick on the show here by Jerry Jacovitz, so he gets the credit for a $10.40 winner there, and the credit for the link-ups because the exacta paid $33.75 and the trifecta paid $30.20 for 50 cents. His link-ups ran second and third as well in the Chuvie. And then Junior Alvarado got his second win of the day in the ninth race with his key man, Bill Mott. Together, they paid $35.80 for Alvarado and Mott. Finally, in the last race, Ired Ortiz Jr. got his second win of the day for Joe Sharp, paying $5.90. John Lindo's horse finished a gallant second in that race. And when all the dust was settled, the pick 6 paid $44,629 yesterday at Saratoga. And finally, at Monmouth Park, on the day before the Haskell, Paco Lopez got 4 wins out of the 9 races yesterday. Did not get the feature, though. Lopez won the second race at $2.80, won the 6th race at $7 even, the 7th race at $4.40, and the 8th race at $3.20. But the Jersey Shore Stakes was won by Neo Equus. Neo Equus, the big favorite, odds on there, paid $2.60 for Safi Joseph Jr. and Samuel Martin. Finishing second was Donut God, and Fire Pit finished third. That's the way it went yesterday, but we've got a whole lot to cover today. We're going to get right to racing menu as soon as we get back from this break because we have a lot to cover on today's show. Taking a look at the Haskell, of course, and the feature race at Saratoga and Del Mar as we start our first big spa to the beach weekend here at the Race Day Las Vegas show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. Join us for one of our biggest nights of the year, California Breeders' Champions Night on July 26th, with a full night of stakes action. with the Governor's Cup Futurity led by the super talented filly French Valley, plus top qualifier El Dictator. The Governor's Cup Derby will have a lineup of accomplished runners, plus the ageless Cattail Cove could also be in action. It's the track of Sunsets and Stars, Los Alamitos Racecourse, California Breeders' Champions Night.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this first Saturday of Saratoga and Del Mar, and, of course, Monmouth Park in between. Taking a look at some of the notes from the Daily Racing Forum. Fierceness and Mindframe worked the other day, on yesterday morning, but it looks like that Mindframe will not be going to the Whitney. Fierceness will, but at one time they thought that both of those horses would go. It looks like Mindframe is not going to make the Whitney, not because he's got a setback, but just because they are thinking about keeping the two separated for right now. So Fierceness looks like he's ready to go in the Whitney. That, of course, is on August 2nd. Richard Mandela is going to try Copion at 2 turns again. Copion looks like she's going to be going in the Grade 1 Clement L. Hirsch Stakes at Del Mar on August 2nd. Owen Almighty is back in training, and he's now, after being freshened up, Owen Almighty looks like he's getting ready to join the forces again after his run in the Triple Crown. Skelly has been scratched today in the A.G. Vanderbilt. Big race, big scratch in the A.G. Vanderbilt at Saratoga. Skelly, who was going to break from the rail, has been scratched. Trainer Steve Asmussen said he didn't think there was anything wrong, but Steve Asmussen did say that the horse just wasn't kind of acting right all week long, so they decided to scratch Skelly out of the big race. Cornish Man, winner of the Cornhusker recently at Prairie Meadows, looks like he's going to go to the West Virginia for the West Virginia Governor's Cup next to there. And Chance McPatrick will be entered in the Curlin Stakes, and that'll happen on Thursday at Saratoga. Finally, jockey Alex Berzer, 51-year-old rider, has been riding, of course, in the Midwest. He is sitting at 3,998 career wins. Now, he recently got hurt in a starting gate accident on June 30th at Prairie Meadows, but he did say he's going to have a pretty long layoff, about 2 months, I would say, before he gets back into action. But he did say that he's going to come back. He wants to get to that 4,000 measure. So we're waiting for Mr. Berzer to return there, sitting at 3,998. And of course, as you know, Mark Casse just hit his 4,000th plateau this week at Colonial Downs, and starting on 4,001 and on already there. So some benchmarks for these top trainers and jockeys. Okay. Let's get started with the racing menu for today. And we remind you, as we always do, that the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're not in the Pacific time zone, adjust to it so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? Right here in Las Vegas right now, we've got, I think it's 83 degrees right now in Las Vegas. We're going to get it to 105 today, but it's always fast, firm, and perfect in the book. Stay hydrated if you're out there, though. Be 105 today. As far as the weather around the country, Miami 89, New York 81, Chicago 84 with a little bit of rain there. Los Angeles 81 is going to be beautiful down there at Del Mar. And Jonathan Hardoon tells us, after he stuck his head out the window, that it's looking pretty good. The weather there at Saratoga as well. And of course, we'll be waiting anxiously to see how the weather is at Monmouth Park in New Jersey. As you know, right now, in the Washington area, which is south of where New Jersey and Monmouth Park is, they've got little rain going on there. So let's hope that Monmouth Park escapes any of that rain that might be south of them in Washington. And as far as the rest of the country, it looks pretty good for racing around the country. So here we go. Here's your menu of racetracks available today. We begin with Indiana and, of course, Horseshoe Indianapolis. 9 races today at Horseshoe Indianapolis, and they are all quarter horse races. Their first post time is 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes from now at 7:45 at Horseshoe Indianapolis. Monmouth Park, Big racing card today at Monmouth Park. 14 races overall. 6 races, of course, will be stakes races. Early post time of 9 a.m. at Monmouth Park. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover going into today is $18,736. That's their Pick 6 jackpot carryover. The races will roll out like this. 5th race will be the Matchmaker. The 6th race will be the Monmouth Cup. The 9th race will be the Wolf Hill. The 10th race, the Molly Pitcher. The 11th race, the United Nations. And the 12th race, the centerpiece of the entire day's action, the $1 million Grade 1 Haskell, where journalism is sitting there at 4 to 5 on the morning line. Monmouth Park's first post time for 14 races is at 9 a.m. And, of course, we'll have more on that in just a bit. Okay, next comes Delaware Park. Delaware Park has 9 races. Their first post time is at 9:30 at Delaware Park. And then following that, we have Colonial Downs. Colonial Downs, 10 races, 8 races on the turf, 2 on the main track, and 2 stakes races today. The Brookmead Stakes will be the 3rd race on the card, and the Glen Petty Stakes will be the 7th on the card, both of those on the turf course. And again, first post time at Colonial Downs is set at 9:30 Colonial Downs. Belterra Park. They have 8 races at Belterra. Their first post time at Belterra today will be at 9:35. Saratoga kicks in next. Saratoga's first post time is at 9:35 at Saratoga today. 12 races there. 3 stakes races. They roll out like this. The 9th race will be the Caress Stakes. The 10th race will be the Coaching Club American Oaks. We have a late scratch in the Coaching Club. Number 2, Sweet Seraphine, is scratched. The 2 horses out of the Coaching Club. That'll leave a field of 5 to go in the Coaching Club American Oaks Invitational. That's the 10th on the card. The 11th race is the Alfred G. Vanderbilt. Scratch the 1 Skelly. Number 1 Skelly comes out of the Vanderbilt. That'll leave 7 to go that sprint distance of 6 furlongs. Again, 12 races today at Saratoga and a first post time at Saratoga of 9:35. Gulfstream Park has 11 races. Gulfstream Park has their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $9,965. Their first post time for 11 races today at Gulfstream is at 9:50. Ellis Park is next. Their 9-race card begins at 9:50 at Ellis Park. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $37,697. Again, first post time at Ellis for 9 races, 9:50. Woodbine, north of the border, has 9 races today at Woodbine. Couple of carryovers there. Their Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $56,860. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $63,856. 9 races at Woodbine. First post time is at 10:05. Emerald Downs gets going earlier than usual today. Emerald Downs has 8 races. Their first post time is 1:50. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $6,541. 150 first post at Emerald Downs. And then we go down where the turf meets the surf at good old Del Mar. Day 2. First post time is 2 o'clock this afternoon at Del Mar. Here's that one-day Pick 6 carryover of $127,247. The Pick 6 will start in the 6th race of the 11-race card. The feature race today is the San Clemente at a mile on the turf for 3-year-old fillies. That's the 9th race on the card. 11 races today at Del Mar. First post time is at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Evangeline Downs has 10 races. Their first post time is 2:55. Prairie Meadows has a huge Pick 5 jackpot carryover. It stands today at $137,489. $137,489 in the Pick 5 jackpot carryover at Prairie Meadows. They have 10 races today. The first 3 will be quarter horses. The last 7 will be thoroughbreds. Their feature race is the Iowa Stallion. That'll be the 9th on the card. First post time at Prairie Meadows, 4 p.m. Charlestown has 8 races. Their feature race today is the $75,000 Robert Levitt. That's the 7th on the card. Charlestown has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $14,551. 8 races. First post time is at 4 p.m. And then we wrap it up in Southern California at Los Alamitos. 8 races, 1 thoroughbred, 2 thoroughbred quarter horse mixed, 5 quarter horse races, and 2 trials in the quarter horses for 2-year-olds, the 7th and 8th races on the card. 8 races overall at Los Alamitos. First post time is 7:35 this evening. That's your menu. Now let's get up to Saratoga Springs, where Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning. I'm doing fine, man. It's just let's keep our fingers crossed about the weather there at Saratoga. Tell me.
Absolutely beautiful day, and it's a cool day, so I don't think there's any chance of rain. By the way, in the Coaching Club American Oaks, you gave the scratch of Sweet Serafina the 2. Well, you can now scratch the 6, La Cara. It's down to a 4-horse field.
Is there any mention of the reason why La Cara got scratched? Because she looked like the pace of the race.
She was sick. They said she came up with some sickness, and more details to come later.
All right, so she took down 6. La Cara did, and Sweet Serafina was scratched. So now we had a six filly field now down to 4, and it looks like Immersive is going to have an afternoon gallop.
Well, the race is certainly going to go through her. She looks clearly the best, and she's breaking from the inside. It's a 4-horse race, Ralph. Not much you could do with it.
Yeah, I guess so. We will wait and see about that. And of course, Skelly, Asmussen said he was just not himself this week, so he scratched him.
And there's another scratch in that race. The 2 Full Moon Madness is out of that race as well, so that leaves a field of 6. So the stake races today at Saratoga, for the most part, have been decimated by scratches.
All right, the 11th race, the Alfred G. Vanderbilt. Skelly has already been noted as scratched. Now we're going to scratch the 2 Full Moon Madness, the 1 and 2 out of that, and we have a 6-horse field there. But before we get to that, and Del Mar, let's take a look at Monmouth Park. Now, they got 6 stakes races at Monmouth Park. And you have some of the stakes races. For example, the Monmouth Cup, just a touch is 3-5 in that race. Looks like he can handle that field. But taking a look at the 3 stakes races that'll wind up with the Haskell, the Molly Pitcher is the 10th on the card. And the Molly Pitcher is an interesting race for sure. And right now, the 3-1 morning line favorite is Candied, with Ired Ortiz Jr. scheduled to ride.
Yeah, and that horse is owned by Eclipse, who's sending out journalism later in the day. You have a horse that's definitely going to scratch, number 7, Leslie's Rose, who Jerry gave out yesterday.
Yeah.
And won in New York. Well, that horse will not be showing up at Monmouth today, so that horse is gone. I like 2 horses in the race, Ralph. I like Majestic Oops, and I like Power Squeeze. I couldn't split them, so I went to Majestic Oops only because she was listed at 6-1. And Power Squeeze was listed at 7-2, so I went for the price horse. But I think either one of those 2 horses, one of them should win.
Really? You think that they can take on Candide in the race? And, of course, don't forget, Mr. Hardoon, Mr. Pratt has a mount in that race. He's got random. He's got. He's got.
I got abused yesterday, and the chatters were 100% right. I had Pratt riding at both Saratoga and Monmouth. I was wrong. I was looking at Sunday's entries. I apologize, chatters. Have some mercy on me.
and is this an editorial comment that just because you was wrong about Pratt that you're not even going to give him a chance in this race?
That's it. I'm pissed off, Ralph.
All right. So in this race, the morning line favorite is Candide, but you go for Majestic Oops at 6-1, and of course Power Squeeze in there with Javi Castellano. Also at 7-2, and you're going to leave Pratt alone on randomized. We'll wait and see about that. All right, we go to the United Nations Stakes. That's next at a 1 3/8 on the turf for 3-year-olds and up. There was a dozen scheduled in this race, but I'm sure we have a scratch or 2. We'll wait and see about that. But in any case, in this race, it is a wide open affair, at least by morning line standards. The morning line favorite is 7-2, and that is redistricting, and that does have Flavian Proud aboard.
Yes, it does. And, while he may be the horse to beat, I went to number 4, Limited Liability for Shug McGahee. Frankie Dettori rides again. This horse, tough beats in his last couple of races. Today, I think he turns the table and gets the job done.
All right. Limited Liability with Frankie Dettori, who was up at Saratoga yesterday to win his first race at Saratoga for this meet, goes down to Monmouth Park. As a few other of those jocks that have been riding at Saratoga, well, because Monmouth's got a big day of stakes races, that's for sure. And the final of the 6 stakes races will be the 12th race of 14 races today, by the way, at Monmouth. That 12th race is the $1 million Grade 1 Haskell Invitational at a mile and a for 3-year-olds. Now, Bob Baffert has practically owned this race in recent times. But he has sent mostly the horse to beat in the other editions here. He does not have the horse to beat in this one, but he did send out Goal Oriented at 4-1 with, yes, Mr. Flavian Pratt riding him. But he's got to take on that big 4-5 favorite, Journalism, with Umberto Rispoli.
Yeah, and Gosker's obviously improving. He got beat by Journalism last time out. Goal Oriented is 4-1 with Pratt and Baffert, so they may go off shorter than that. I went for a bit of a price play here. Obviously, Journalism's the horse to beat. If he's the same horse he was in his last 4 races, he's probably going to win easily. But number 4, Burnham Square, I think is going to be ignored here because they're going to go for Journalism, they're going to go for Gosker, and they're going to go for Goal Oriented. Burnham Square, who's 5-1 on the morning line, I think you're going to get a better price than that. This is a closer in a race, and I think there's enough speed to set things up for him. I think number 4, Burnham Square, at a square price, may be the right horse to play if you're looking to beat Journalism.
And, you know, Jonathan, I remember Burnham Square. There was one of his races that stood out to me. It was the race at Keeneland. I think it was, was it the Bluegrass that he won at Keeneland?
Yeah.
He won the Bluegrass at Keeneland, but he had such a great run in that race that everybody was kind of waiting for him to reproduce that in the Derby and races since then. He tailed off a little, but he's been freshened now. And you do have a great point in Burnham Square. If the horse, if he runs his race, he may not be able to beat Journalism, but he's got to be in that gimmick somewhere, and he could very well close fast enough to beat him.
And if you remember the Derby, most of the race was a clean run race and not too many excuses. This horse had a legitimate excuse in that race. He had major trouble. Go back and watch the replay. Not that he was going to win, but I think he certainly had a good chance of hitting the board that day against Sovereignty and Journalism. So you could draw a line through the Derby. His next race was at the Matt Wins. I don't think he was squeezed for that. They obviously had the Haskell in mind, and I think he's the right horse in this spot.
Brian Hernandez will ride that horse. And by the way, in the race, when you talk about horses that had trouble, if you remember in the Preakness, Journalism, that bumping match and that crazy stuff that happened at the top of the stretch there, Goal Oriented was the horse that got banged around in there as well. And although the Goal Oriented was a spent horse at the time, he was backing up anyhow, but he did get kind of almost molested there in the Preakness, but he'll be okay.
I respectfully disagree with you. I think he caused the whole pileup. The Asmussen horse was on the rail who was backing up. Journalism went between them, but Goal Oriented was the horse that came over. There were, it didn't matter because Journalism ended up winning. But I think Goal Oriented may have caused the trouble in that race. Just my opinion.
Yeah, that's okay. But the point that I was trying to make, and you could be very well right on that, was the fact that whether he caused it or didn't cause it, the incident itself, I think, affected Goal Oriented.
Yeah, he was involved in it for sure.
Yeah.
When horses get banged around, you don't know what it takes, what effect it has on them. And obviously, it certainly could have.
Well, in that race yesterday at Del Mar, and the feature race, I can't remember his name, but the favorite in that race.
He missed the break. The 3 and 4 both missed the break in that race. The big favorite, the 3 horse who was 3-5.
Yeah, the Ironman something or other. Ironman Cal. Ironman Cal, he took a bad step and, stumbled
out of the gate.
And to make your point about Goal Oriented and what happens when a horse gets bumped, etc., they had an interview with Fresu after the race, and he said that he wanted to gather the horse and see how he was running to make sure that he didn't injure himself and had to be pulled up after that incident. And it could, stay the same for when you have an incident at the top of the track, top of the stretch, like when you get banged around. Jockeys are unsure if something might have happened to the horse where they have to pull him up or not, too. So those incidences, do make a big difference in the outcome of a race. So in this race, you're going to take Burnham Square to get that $1 million over Journalism, or try to get it over Journalism. But I think, as a smart handicapper and gambler as you are, you're going to probably box them just in case.
I'm sure I'll have a little bit the other way. Correct.
Yes, you will. All right. That's the Haskell. at Monmouth Park. Let's get back to the spot of spas now. Let's go to Saratoga first. And at Saratoga, with the coaching club American Oaks down to a 4-horse field, really immersive is the one that has to be beaten that race. But the Alfred G. Vanderbilt, which is the 11th race on the card, I know that Skelly was expected to be the pace of the race. I don't know exactly where Full Mood Madness would have fit in. He was 15-1 on the morning line. But Bookham Dano is going to be the big favorite now in the race. But I got to tell you, Mulligan's going to give him a run for his money.
No question about it. But Bookham Dano is really a neat horse, Ralph. This horse just keeps getting better. He fires every time. He never throws in a bad race. And I think the race certainly goes through him.
Okay. And I do want to mention the fact of one other horse. Baby Yoda is an in and outer. Baby Yoda can run big races.
Saratoga.
Yeah, that's what I was going to. That's what I was going to say. He's an in and outer, but he likes that Saratoga. And Jonathan, you are one of the ones that say this Saratoga is a horse for course type of course.
The problem is he ran so big last time out. I think it's time for an outer. Last time he ran the inner. Today it's going to be he alternates. He runs good race, bad race, good race. Well, he ran super last time out. Actually, the best figure he's ever run in his life. So I'm planning him to react off of that.
Okay, and he's 6-1 on the morning line in that race. Anyhow, so you thought he might have topped out his last race.
Yes.
Okay, let's get your pick at Saratoga, and then we'll move to Del Mar.
Okay, let's go to the last race at Saratoga, the 12th race in a full field of 12, Ralph. And I like the number 9 horse in here, Invictus, a 3-year-old colt from the Brad Cox barn. Manny Franco aboard to ride. This horse's only bad race was 2 starts back when he was going long. Last time out, he had trouble at the start. With the outside post today, I think he's going to get away cleanly. 4-1 on the morning line. Manny Franco rides number 9, Invictus, wins today's 12th and final out at Saratoga.
Wrap up the day at the spa with a winner. Jonathan says number 9, Invictus, the 9 and the 12th and final. Invictus at Saratoga, 9 and the 12th. And then we get to Del Mar. Del Mar has the San Clemente for 3-year-old fillies at a mile on the turf as their feature race. And I guess the race goes through a thought process with Hector Barrios aboard on the turf.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with him. He certainly is live in there, and he's certainly the horse to probably beat. By the way, yesterday, Jerry J pointed something out about how important watching the track is there. Yesterday, the track was all outside. If you were on the inside, you had no shot. Everybody was rallying wide, especially in the sprint races. Pay attention. Unfortunately, today, they don't have that many sprint races, and a couple of them are baby races. But, Jerry pointed out, and he was 100% correct. Watch the track. Yesterday, it played all towards outside closers.
They had an outside bias. You might want to take that as a note on all the horses that ran yesterday when they returned to the races as well.
Go back and read the chart, see who was stuck inside, make notes, do your homework, and you have a shot to make money,
when they return. Yeah, when those horses return. By the way, Phil D'Amato, who trains Thought Process, is going for his 3rd San Clemente win in the last 4 years. He has 2 horses in the race. He also has Jungle Peace. And I didn't ask you. Did you give us a thought about that race?
No, I had no opinion.
No opinion. Okay, good. Let me have your pick, and then we'll let you go.
Good. 11th and final race today. We gave you the last race at Saratoga. Well, let's give you the last race at Del Mar. Unfortunately, if you're on the East Coast, it goes off about midnight. No, only kidding, about 10:30. Anyway, I love the number 4 horse in here. She's a joker. Pete Miller, 2 winners yesterday. Pay attention. When he heats up, he gets hot. 5-1 on the morning line. Vincent Chaminade aboard to ride. I like number 4. She's a joker to win today's 11th and final.
Peter Miller aims. He aims for this Del Mar meet because he has his stable. He trains his horses at San Luis Rey right down the street from there, and so he's loaded for bear. In the 11th race, the 4. She's a joker. The 4 in the 11th race, Jonathan Hardoon's play. Thanks so much, Jonathan, for going over these races with us. And I remind everybody out there, you have a full sheet for all of Del Mar, all of Saratoga, and all of Monmouth today.
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralphie. Stay safe and be well.
All right. We are moving along, and we'll be right back with Rich Eng. Don't go away.
Here we are in Houston, opening up our first veteran village. This beautiful building that's going to house 161 homeless veterans. Any veteran that risked their lives and are struggling with PTSD, mental illness, addiction. We're also building what I call comfort homes, 500 square foot homes. These are for older homeless veterans, so they have their own space and give them back some of their dignity, some of their independence, and most certainly give them back their life. Go to T2T.org to learn how you can change a veteran's life forever.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book, South Point Studio.
We don't make stuff up here.
I would only play the Pirates team total going under.
What the hell happened to Minnesota's pitching? This total is really crashed without plumbing the lineup.
I think this number's too high, but they're landing me the 6.
Oh, I know.
Caitlin Clark drives handle on the WNBA.
Never mind all these Mickey Mouse other stations. We are giving you hands-on information.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Now we're going to go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, it's Haskell Day at Monmouth Park, and we have done a few of those in the past as well, and it's going to be a heck of a day of racing there. A thought at all about the Haskell?
Yeah, I do have a thought about the Haskell. You know, one, obviously, is journalism is the horse to beat, but he's going to be a very short price, 3 to 5 in that range. But the horse I'm really interested in is Gosker, who's, I guess, the second choice at 9 to 2. But I've been reading a number of handicapping articles about the Haskell, Ralph, and I swear I've read 6 articles. Nobody likes Gosker, which to me is a good sign because I'm going to swim upstream. I think the fact that if Brendan Walsh had thought this horse was not good enough to compete with Journalism or Sovereignty or Baeza, he would have plucked off one of those derbies like the Ohio Derby or the Iowa Derby and gone off at 3 to 5 in one of those races. But he's trained this horse for 2 months, giving him a chance to grow a little more, and he's going to take another shot at the big boy. So Gosker for me to try to upset.
Okay, you got the 6-horse Gosker in there to try to upset Journalism. Of course, Journalism is the one you got to knock off no matter who tries it. But Gosker had a big lead on him in the Preakness stake. Journalism got him anyhow. But like you said, Brendan Walsh doesn't go to finish second. So we'll wait and see about that. That is the Haskell at Monmouth. And, of course, we go down to Del Mar, where it was a crazy day of racing on opening day yesterday at Del Mar.
Yeah, I wasn't having a very good day, and I tried to get out in the ocean side, Ralph. I put a tweet out. I played the one horse, Cali Cad, who was 17 to 1.
Yeah.
And I actually got the ride I thought I was going to get, and he angled off the rail. He saved ground the whole trip, angled off the rail. He was second with about 100 yards to go, but in a cavalry charge, he ended up finishing 5th, beating a length. But, you know, I got my money's worth, and I'll be looking for horses like that again.
Yeah, no doubt about that at Del Mar. But I got to tell you, folks, as I said before, Hector Barrios on the turf. Always got to keep him in mind. That's for sure. He knows how to ride those turf courses. Okay, Rich, you want to remind everybody you have a full sheet right now, a full handicapping sheet for Del Mar's all 11 races today at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. So what are we doing today, buddy?
Let's go to race number 9, which is the San Clemente. And top trainer Jonathan Thomas has an uncoupled entry. He's got the 1, Will Then. He's got the 4 as Catch Can. His stable rider, Vincent Chaminade, is on the 4. But I like the inside horse, the 1, Will Then, who picks up Mike Smith. I actually bet this horse last time out in the Edgewood. And this horse got in a 7-horse field, this horse was like 3 or 4 wide both turns. And I don't know how Umberto Rispoli was able to get that done. But I think he'll get a nice better trip today under Mike Smith. Let's go with the 1, Will Then, in the 9th at Del Mar.
9th race at Del Mar, number 1, Will Then. The 1, Will Then, in the 9th. The San Clemente is your play. Don't forget, full sheet of Handicapping at Del Mar from Richie at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Hey, thanks a lot, Rich. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All right, one final quick break and then off with John and Jerry. Don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on a busy Race Day Las Vegas radio program. Now we go right out to Southern California, where John Lindo is standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. A busy day of racing. We got Spa to the beach and down by the shore. Just some great racing cards at both the three racetracks today. A thought real quick about the Haskell before we get to the other two tracks.
Well, I'm rooting for journalism to get back on track. He's been so good and so consistent all year long, and I think he's the right horse in there. Be careful, though. The Bob Baffert horse, Goal Oriented, is trained really well going into that race. So I think you might see a different horse there, and don't be surprised if he's on the lead and goes from the outside with Flavien Prat today.
Not to mention the fact that Baffert has owned the Haskell Stakes in recent years as well, and so at least he's represented in the race and has a very good shot with Goal Oriented as well. At Saratoga, you have two sheets here at the South Point today. You've got a late pick 5 sheet at Saratoga that is the last 5 races on the card at Saratoga, a Lindo report for that. And then you have a full Lindo report for Del Mar covering all the races plus a late pick 4 and all the goodie information as well. 2 separate comprehensive sheets. The Lindo reports today, available here only in one place in your gaming capital. It's here at the South Point in the South Point Racebook, free of charge, complimentary, because they love horse players here. Saratoga, you got a thought about any of the stakes, any of the races and the stakes races there?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Bookham Dano. I know he's no price, but he's just a horse I like to watch run because he lays his body down every time. He'll have to run down Mulligan, and Nakatomi had excuses for his last race, but if they're head and head at the 8th pole, I like the chances of Bookham Dano. He'll find a way to win.
All right, and John, I know you have a pick for us at Saratoga.
Yeah, let's go down to the 12th and final. Easy to remember here. 12th race, horse number 12 at 12-1. Rookie Card, I thought hated the slop last time at Saratoga. Should get back on a fast track today. We'll know later on in the day. Nothing's for sure there. But he's got speed in the outside post, and I think getting back on a fast track at 12-1, there's a lot of value. So race 12, horse number 12, Rookie Card at Saratoga.
All right, 12th race, number 12. Jonathan Hardoon came earlier with the 9, so we have a Siraco play in this race. The box of 9, 12, 12, 9, and the exactly your play is the 12. Now we get to Del Mar. What a crazy day it was yesterday at Del Mar.
Well, we got a pick 6 carryover after one day, and remember that's a $1 bet at Del Mar, and congratulations to them. On-track handle, $3.3 million yesterday, Ralph. That's huge as far as the base numbers on the racetrack. So a good start for Del Mar yesterday.
Yeah, I guess people decided to make some bets instead of paying $16 for a beer.
You get one or the other. You can't do both, apparently.
No kidding. All righty. Well, the San Clemente is today. Does Phil D'Amato get another San Clemente win?
I think so. The thought process is a good filly. There's a lot of speed in the San Clemente this year, and I think Rich Eng's horse Will Den has a good chance, but I don't think thought process has to be on the lead, and she came back running in her return at Santa Anita. She likes Del Mar. Thought process definitely the one to beat in the San Clemente.
On the turf, look who's riding.
Yeah, that guy can ride a little bit. That guy Hector Barris. And watch Hector Barris and John Sadler. They're loaded all day today.
All right, you got it, my man. Let's get your pick out at Del Mar now.
Race number 5 at Del Mar. Number 1, Comeback Girl. Got an easy lead last time, but I like the way she sprinted home and she galloped out strong. She's got more speed than she needed to use last time. She'll hold that rail position. And the inside post in general, sprinting at Del Mar, going 5 furlongs are where you want to be. 8-1 on the program. Number 1, Comeback Girl. Race number 5, Del Mar.
5th race at Del Mar. Number 1, Comeback Girl. The 1 in the 5th. Of course, that's the anchor in the first pick 5 of the day and the first pick 4 of the day. The 1 in the 5th race. Don't forget, he's got all of Del Mar and the last 5 races at Saratoga right now in the Lindo Report here at the South Point Racebook. Hey, thanks a lot, John. Enjoy day 2.
All right, Ralph. Good luck today.
You got it, my man. Now we're going to Jerry Jacovitz standing by. Jerry, good morning. Let me ask you this, Jerry. Do you have a thought at all about the Haskell?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Today.
Good. No thought about the Haskell. All right. Well, let's get to Sarah.
Well, I only did 23 races yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Handicappers work overtime. That's for sure on these big days. All right.
Well, it goes to the idea. No, there's a real idea under here, which is handicappers have to focus, and you're given a big field of work to do, and then you get excited and you want to do even a bigger field of work, and all it does is make all your handicapping weaker. You really have to. It's a hard discipline to kind of focus yourself down to what you can do.
Well, that discipline worked with your pick yesterday, because we got the win, the exacta, and the trifecta. What are we doing today at Saratoga?
Okay, we're going to go to race number 4 here at Saratoga. Let's see where I've got to click over here. Number 3, Paul's a Star for Tom Morley, sort of attracts my eye. I really like the last race where she was stuck very wide and seemed to really continue on very well with what I think was a really nice group of fillies. And I think she handles the Saratoga track really nicely. So let's give her another shot. Let's go with number 3. She's 7-2. I might be willing to go down to about 5-2 here. I'll take the 3 over the 4, 5, 7, small reverses. I'm all about the 3. Paul is a Star in race number 4 at Saratoga.
All right, 4th race, Saratoga. Number 3, Paula's a Star. Paula's a Star to the 3 horse. The link-ups are 4, 5, and 7. And don't forget to reverse the 3 over 4, 5, 7, and reverse in the 4th at Saratoga. And now we'll get to good old Del Mar.
We're going to go right to the 2nd. Number 1, Unwritten Code. This is only 5-2, so you have to be careful of the price here. I don't want to go much below 5-2 here. 2-1 would be all right. Number 1, Unwritten Code. I actually think he's fine on the dirt. It's been a turf sprinter, but the one dirt sprint from the one post at Los Alamitos was actually pretty good last December. I'd like to give her a shot to see if she can go out flag full to finish here. And for Jeff Mullins, he's a pretty good trainer.
Yeah.
So I'll take the 1, Unwritten Code, over the 3, 5, 6, and 8, reverses to break even. I think she's just a little faster than these.
Okay, 2nd race, number 1, Unwritten Code. The 1 in the 2nd race at 5.5 furlongs. The link-ups are 3, 5, 6, and 8, and reverse. Don't forget to reverse. The 1 is the key there. And don't forget, folks, Jerry Jacovitz has got full sheets for all that work he did, as he says. Full sheets for Del Mar and Saratoga, and he's got all those star horses, the V's, and the pop-out keys, and his feature plays as well. So grab a Jerry J's Power page at jerryjspowerpage.com. for today's Del Mar and Saratoga. All right, Jerry, all I can say is that it's going to be an exciting day of racing, both from the spa to the beach and at the shore of New Jersey. We got some great racing going on, and this is the time of the year that we have that good stuff. So we will tell everybody to have a great day of racing out there. The weather should be good in all the places as well. So until tomorrow, get out there and enjoy the races today. Come on down to the South Point. Jerry, you got one more thing to say.
Have a great race day, everybody.